My dear friends, global citizens, this is Commander Sudhir Kumar from India, and today I am going to talk on a very important relevant point, which is two great impact events which has taken place in last 3 months. One is solely connected to the entire world, and one special event has taken place in India which I would like to bring it to your kind notice that the entire world must see. The first is that every one of you is aware that COVID-19, the corona pandemic, is spread world over. How it is spread, it is not only unprecedented, but no one ever thought of it, and no country, no company was ever prepared for, and no BCP, business continuity plan or disaster recovery plan, ever thought that this pandemic is going to impact our life, economic or economic activity world over like this in such a scale. So this is definitely that every one of you is aware of it. But what I would like to bring it to your kind notice, and you might be realizing that you had a time for yourself. You were exploring your inner self during this time, that what is our purpose, why we have come on this earth, why we should live with peace, love, and with brotherhood, helping each other. These are the main questions. I'm sure you might have got reply to it. And the second, which is very, very crucial to all of us, that is climate change. I have written very consistently that I wrote in my first book about the climate change, that is India Transforming, which became #1 selling in 2017 within 24 hours of release. And after that I wrote another book, that is India as a 20 trillion economy by 2035-40, where I have given an emphasis that what as the global collective efforts. This is the new phrase, new acronym I am designed, that is the global collective efforts, GC, what we have to do towards environmental protection and climate change. Very emphatically, not only in my books, but I wrote an article, a very comprehensive post on to WEF, World Economic Forum, when its annual meeting was taking place in 2018 January, 2019 January, before that. And I said that global collective efforts are at least 50 years behind taking the adequate efforts to contain climate change, and now we are totally out of shape in spite of whatever we have made the sustainable goals and whatever the pact we have signed under ISA, whatever the efforts we are making, but still we are 50 years behind. So we have to be, as a global fraternity, we have to be ready to face more consequences which is coming due to the fury of nature, as we have broken this balance of Mother Nature. The environmental protection, we have not paid adequate attention towards climate change. The temperature is increasing, glaciers are melting, the species, the animal species and sea species have extinct from our life. So that is another point I would like to say here. Due to COVID-19, I'm sure you might be thinking over it, that what in wherever we are, or all nations, and as global collective efforts under the banner of UNO, we have to make now sustained efforts so that the temperature does not increase more than 1 degree centigrade by 2030. And that place every global citizen have to take, and we have to make maximum efforts towards that. Now I am coming to it, that entire world is watching today the credibility of one nation which has last 2 decades has made, the rapid progress. It has become superpower, that is China. The China not informing WHO in time and not informing the countries about the spread of corona in China, in Yuan district. is one raising legitimate question, and China credibility is definitely affected, and you will see that now China downward will start because its credibility has been tested. The people of China are not wrong because they are behaving like a bonded slaves. The government and some big businessmen are using them in their heinous designs. But what I would like to say again, the credibility of China and the way it's operating with its neighbor, whether confrontation with India on border or in South China Sea, the projection and making a statement that in few years is going to take Vietnam, the Tibet accession has been done, it has taken over Hong Kong in spite of going against the treaty which was signed with the British. These are very important issues. Now, one most important social event where entire globe has to watch, that India has not only made a very sustained effort, very calculated, proactive efforts where they contain the COVID-19 spread all over India and the effects are minimal. But what I would like to say, the migrant laborers of the order of near about 60 to 80 million, those who are going from cities to their villages, the Indian government took control of all these migrant laborers so well till that when they were staying in the states, the central government along with the state government could feed them, could provide the free ration, could take their transit routes either with buses or with trains, and even some people, individuals have come for the help, and now finally these migrant laborers have gone to their villages. So here lies that the first of all, this kind of a massive social movement which internally India has seen, but the most important is that the credible leadership of Modi ji has inspired that kind of a leadership among states, that entire India has taken care of their migrant laborers, and now these migrant laborers is going to be a huge demographic dividend. They all are skilled and they could be skilled over there, and the new MSME which is going to come under rural development area near the villages where these migrant laborers is going to change the entire future of, and here lies the future of India ahead. And I am sure the state chief minister are taking lead from this, and I would like to appreciate Yogi ji. Yogi ji has taken a lead and he has already done the mapping of these migrant laborers, and he has got that initiative, one udyog per district. And with this, if he is going to bring this industry in rural areas, going to use these migrant labor, is going to become an asset. They are going to produce under MSME, the products is not going to be only the competitive in villages in India but globally. So this is a massive change where India has incredibly managed this migration of labor force, and how it is going to utilize, that is a question. There lies an answer, that how India is going to be self-reliant nation in coming days. The people, planet and profit, as our honorable Prime Minister has already echoed these words among the businesses. These three have to coexist for the sustainability of the human race, the people, coming over inequality and progress ahead. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.